What's going on here with this Epstein moment that nothing in Donald Trump's bag of tricks is working? Is it just because this is coming from his own base, that these are conspiracy theories he stoked, or is there something more to this?
This is exactly the moment when Trump's own conspiracy theories have come back to haunt him. Just think about it. For years, you've been feeding people nonsense about the deep state, the pedophile elite, and Hollywood Satanists. And then when the Epstein scandal hits you, you say, "Oh, it's all the Democrats' fault." Really, bro? Seriously? Look, I love the irony here. Trump has been using these kinds of conspiracies as political weapons for years. Now that weapon has turned against him, targeting his own base. And the funny part? Watching that weapon backfire is incredibly satisfying. But it's also thought-provoking. Because this time, it's not just about ridiculous QAnon nonsense. There's a real, dark, systematic sexual abuse network at play. And Trump trying to blame it on the deep state narrative. Seriously? Do you think Trump can really get away with this? Leave your comments below, because I feel like his base won't buy it this time. If you like this kind of commentary, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're diving deeper.
So there's this famous experiment that was done about, cognitive dissonance, when people have to struggle to try and make sense of two things that seem not to go together. Scientists paid one group of people $1 to lie, and then they paid another group of people $20 to lie. And guess who wound up believing the lie more? It was the group that was paid $1.
The classic Festinger experiment. In this experiment conducted in the 1950s, when people lied for $1, they had to deceive themselves by saying, "But I don't lie." Because the reward was so small, they denied the truth in order to protect their moral compass. Now let's turn to Trump. For years, he shouted, "I'm fighting for you, and everyone is lying to you, but I'm telling you the truth." But now, in the Epstein case, he's looking the public straight in the eye and saying, nothing happened. His base is starting to think, maybe we've been deceived. But there's that cognitive dissonance. They believed for so many years that Trump will expose everything, that giving up now, accepting the truth, conflicts with their mental framework, because if they accept it, they'll have to feel like fools. And people will believe anything to avoid feeling like fools. What do you think? Can people give up their belief in Trump that easily?
The more you try to push people, distract them and treat them and bribe them to believe something, the more they're actually able to hold in their minds that, oh, wait, I'm being lied to, or I'm having to tell a lie. That is what I'm thinking is happening here. I think that if with going through all of these extravagant distractions, doing these things to feed them red meat, there is something that's being in their animal brain that's wait, this is too much.
The animal brain, the limbic system, the place that directly influences our instincts. Trump has been stirring up this area for years. Fear, anger, conspiracy. But everything has a saturation point. You know how sometimes when you're eating you say, "Man, I'm stuffed." The same thing applies here. Trump has thrown so much red meat into the mix, that is, carnivorous propaganda, sensationalism, and manipulation dressed up with cheap conspiracy theories, that even his base is starting to say, isn't this a bit much? So think about it. If even Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, at least be honest, then it's over. Throwing so many toys around isn't just distracting people anymore. It feels like it's belittling them. It's like saying, "You're an idiot. You'll believe anything I give you." Don't you think this has reached a demeaning level?
Right. It's the overcompensating piece, but there's actual science that explains it as well.
Right.
And so now I think we have to see that they know that they're being bribed, or there's an attempt to bribe, an attempt to distract. And the question is going to be, do they accept it? Right. And that we cannot know. But I do think that his base and his allies know exactly what is happening now. And my hope is that it will offend them so much on some level. Not that they're being lied to, right? Almost the act itself isn't the problem.
For years, Trump told people, especially his own voters, "You are the people. I am honest with you." But now, the lies are so obvious, so cheap. When people realize they've been deceived by lies, they don't just get angry, They feel insulted. And Trump's base now feels insulted. Think about it. You invest so many years in a man, defend him against every critic, fight for him within your family. Then he comes out and treats you like an idiot. Come on, man. That's cold. Do you think Trump's base can't stomach this situation? Or will they say, but he's our guy?
It's that they've sunk so much into this and that they're being disrespected in this intense way.
Joe, you're as close as we can get to some of these people because you have conversations with them and certainly have in the past. Talk to me about this. Very rarely do we talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene on this show in terms of a warning that people should take seriously. She's saying stop dangling red meat. Donald Trump and his allies and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, they've been dangling this red meat for a long time.
Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, and all those YouTube loudmouths. They've been pulling the same stunt for years, constantly shouting, the big reveal is coming. The Epstein case is about to explode. The deep state is collapsing. And what happens in the end? Nothing. Nothing at all. But this time it's different because this red meat isn't even cooked yet. It's raw. Blood is dripping. And people are noticing, you've been selling us hope for years, but all we've seen is Trump trying to save himself. I'm really asking you, do Trump and his friends still think they can sell this story? Do you think people are still buying into these stories?
Yeah, Ellie, look, I engage with hundreds of MAGA folk every day, and for the past week and a half, they're confused and increasingly angry. Here's why this is a problem for Trump. Imagine Donald Trump came out on Monday, this Monday, and said, you know what? I lost the 2020 election. Fair and square. Joe Biden beat me. The American people spoke. I lost the 2020 election, and January 6th was a horrible day. If Trump did that, his base would go ballistic. The same thing's going on here. For years, Donald Trump knows that nothing animates his base more than this deep, dark, dangerous thing called the deep state. The deep state. It's all they talk about. And for years, Trump and his right-wing cheerleaders have told his base, this Epstein thing, man, it's going to be the mother of all scandals.
Here's the irony. Trump said for years that he would expose the child-abusing elites within the deep state. And then, Ghislaine Maxwell was tried. Epstein died. Documents are being released. But Trump says there's nothing there. Excuse me, are we stupid? So you've been saying for years, Epstein is the key to everything. Now that the documents are full of names from Trump's inner circle, you suddenly start saying, oh, there's no deep state after all. This is some Olympic-level backpedaling, folks. Why do you think Trump is choosing to remain silent on this issue? Is he afraid? Is he an accomplice?
Very few people want the outcomes that are happening right now, right? They voted for eggs or whatever. But this is kind of capturing people's imagination. This is reminding them, I think, a little bit about what the moral stakes might be sometimes in elections. It's kind of unfortunate because I think that we should be paying attention to sexual violence in every election, especially when you have a perpetrator of it at the top of the ticket. But I hope we kind of wind up having more conversations with those people that are only barely paying attention right now.
That's the thing. This issue is not political, it's moral. Even people who support Trump solely for tax cuts, gas prices, or immigration policy are now starting to say, something's fishy here. Because the Epstein case is a matter that transcends politics. Child abuse. The systematic exploitation of women. Trump's silence on the matter or his downplaying of it could be a moral breaking point. Do you think this moral earthquake could cause a real split in Trump's base? Share your thoughts, because everything could hinge on this right now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because we'll be back with more analyses like this.